Hey, 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 guess who's back? It's your girl. This is DJ Maya. I have another amazing second half for you. So, this is the podcast hour. This is the Mad Chatter Show. And if you have been listening, then you have been tuning into WVEWLP 107.7 FM, Brattleboro's community radio station that we love, love, love so much. I have another amazing guest. I have my amazing co-host here, DJ Pooh Bear. Say what's up.
Hello, 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 everybody. What's up?
And so we are going to get right into it. We have an amazing guest. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for this. And so we are going to start with letting everybody know that the views and opinions expressed on this program are those of me and my co-host and my guests and not of the radio station. So like I say, keep your negative thoughts and comments to yourself because I ain't into it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody else that's tuning in online, wvew.org. Please check out the website. And Dawn, DJ Pooh Bear, I keep, it's going to take some time, DJ Pooh Bear. Let everybody know who we have today.
Okay, today's kind of cool. We're going to switch it up here a bit because we're going to the more paranormal side of the spiritual rabbit holes tonight. We have Brian James McCraw, who's a paranormal investigator and a member of the now defunct Spokane Ghost Crew. Brian, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, I'm sure everybody's going to love this.
Yes.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm Brian James, former lead investigator and founder of the Spokane Ghost Crew.
Welcome. So happy to have you. Welcome, welcome. Please let everybody know all about you, whatever you would like to share. It's your opportunity. However you'd like to take this, just take it away. Welcome.
All right. Well, yeah, I've been into the paranormal since I was a youngin', about 5 years old. Had my first experience with some glowing red eyes in a closet. And ever since then, I'd really been into it. When the TV shows came out, people would sit there and watch them and ooh and ah, where I had a pen and a piece of paper, and I probably wrote down about 900 pages worth of notes. And one of my friends came to me, was telling me a problem he had about his daughter getting yanked out of bed by her feet. So me and a couple of the guys were sitting around the table. We were having a couple drinks, smoking, and popped off with, well, what do you guys think about starting a paranormal team? And they agreed, and the SGC was formed. We had our first investigation January of 2014, right after my daughter Pantera was born. And took us about 6 months. Started out with nothing but flip phones. It was kind of 10 minutes recording, 10 minutes listen back. You capture something, you put the phone away, and now you're down to 2.
Wow.
In the end, we found out that there was a portal there, a gatekeeper, and about 20 different spirits that were very angry. This investigation was more towards Easter when we landed on Creme 2, which was the local news channel down there. Long and short of it, we disbanded in December of 2022. Voted hottest paranormal team in the Northwest 2 years running. We're the ones that put St. Ignatius Hospital on the map. We were the first team ever to be locked down overnight.
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah, we had people coming from all over the Northwest to do stories on us, investigate with us. We never charged a dime for what we did. I wouldn't allow it.
Yeah, that's what you were saying, that, sometimes there's money involved and it just doesn't feel right. And I really resonate with that because, like, you know, I have friends that are psychics and stuff, and some of them are like, "Oh, I'll give you a reading for free," and then others are just in it for the money. And there's a huge difference in the way it feels spiritually, right?
Oh,
Um,
exactly. I was put on this earth to help people, and some of the people that needed my help, they had next to nothing. And my
yeah,
my first mission was to find all them teams in Spokane that charged money, find out their clients, and put them out of business. And that's exactly what I did my first year.
nice. Did you, for those that aren't familiar, did you ever work with any psychics on the show, like a clairvoyant or a medium?
Um, there towards the end, we had a clairvoyant by the name of Carol Adkins. She was phenomenal.
Yeah. So, like, does that add a completely different aspect to the hunt? Because, like, you actually have somebody that's there, basically etherically in communication with the people that, or entities, beings that you're trying to track or contact at that time. Like,
Be honest with you, man, it made my job about 10 times easier. All I had to do was send the clairvoyant in. She walked around, pointed, did my EVPs, caught phenomenal evidence. We had about a 96% rate for helping.
wow.
And, before she came along, it was pretty much me. I'm the sensitive of the team. And when the spirits were around, the hairs on my arm would stand up, the back of my neck. And that's when I tell people start taking pictures, watch the equipment. About 3 minutes later, equipment goes off, and go back through the evidence, and boom, there's the evidence.
Yeah. Um, to anybody that's new to this, like, what are, like, what's the function of the EVP and the spirit box and all of these things? Like,
Uh, the function of the EVP and spirit box is basically for communication. Um, I mean, you can use a cell phone recorder, you can use an actual EVP recorder, and the spirits, they come in at a very low frequency. So when you're recording, that's why you don't hear them, screaming and yelling at you usually. It's a
yeah,
very low monotone voice, or it can be, a class A, clear as daylight. And it really depends on the energy of the spirit, how much they can gather. I mean, you go into a house and there's a spirit there that's angry, he's going to drain all your equipment within the first 20 minutes you're there. And you're going to probably capture one or two EVPs of getting told to get out. Or
mhm.
I've been called a mother effer. We were at our second investigation and a door slams, and it was one of my investigators, and we're talking, and you hear that mother effer did it.
Wow.
And it blew me away. I had to listen to that probably 50 times to make sure that
Wow.
that's what it said, but it was clear as daylight.
Have you ever had anything like move some things around when you've been in the room, like
Um,
maybe in an angry way or non-angry? It doesn't matter. Like the chair
there,
moved or the
there was one investigation we were in. There was a little wooden rocking chair in the room, and we had one of our little cheapo Amazon $25 run off of two AA batteries, only going to record for 30 minutes at a time, camcorders in there. And I'll be damned if that rocking chair didn't start rocking on its own.
Oh,
Wow. Did that make you a little nervous? Did you get excited and like want to stay, or did it make you want to like leave, or you wanted more?
Oh, I wanted more from the very get-go. I wanted more and more and more. It got to the point to where we were investigating every night, and I would always tell the clients, we will have your evidence for you in 72 hours. Now, you got to keep in mind too, there's only 4 of us at the time. So I'm the one advertising, I'm the one doing the consultations, I'm the one doing the walkthrough, I'm the guy that, leads the team and comes up with the plan, I'm the guy that goes over the evidence, I'm the guy that presents the evidence. So the bigger we got, the harder it was for me to keep up with everything.
yeah.
And to blow up like we did and get as big as we did in the little amount of time that we were there just really blew me away. And I realized I needed to hire more people. I needed help with this. So I got my sister involved, I got my wife involved, my nephew, my niece. And it wasn't until probably year 3 is when all the problems really started. I was fresh. I hate to say it, but I had a cocky attitude. I was sitting on top of the paranormal world. And
Yeah.
our technician checked the emails about 3 months too late. And we actually had offers from the Travel Channel, from Discovery Plus, and from Shudder. They wanted us on their channel.
Oh, wow.
And being 3 months too late, I tried to get a hold of them, and they had already found 7 or 8 different shows by then. So we were kind of screwed in that aspect.
You got to go to Netflix.
All right. So we got in touch.
I mean, if they
with,
can get Murder Mountain on Netflix, you can get on Netflix.
We had an opportunity, a community-minded television, channel 14 CMTV in Spokane, and they were only $30 a month. We would film, we had to edit it ourselves, give it to them, and they would air it.
Oh, wow.
I caught wind of Colfax, St. Ignatius Hospital.
I don't know anything about that. Is there some history to this hospital?
Oh yeah.
What's a little brief background for people like me who don't know?
Opened up in the late 1890s. Crooked doctors performing crooked things on patients. Just horrible treatment. Place got locked down in the 70s. They deemed it as a historical landmark and renovated numerous times. And the lady that helped run the town realized that, all the reports were true, that it was haunted. So she started running tours out of there. And I met up with her, told her, we had a TV show, showed her the paperwork. And I told her, what better way than to start out with St. Ignatius Hospital. And so, we were set. It was October. We camped out 4 nights in their local park. Had police around 24/7. Investigated with the mayor of Colfax, the chief of police. Did numerous buildings. And of course, me being the young, brash, cocky guy that I was, without doing my research, I decided to go in there and be Billy Bad Boy and challenged whatever was in there to a fight. Long and short of it, the last night we were in there, we went to go put the evidence in the computer, which we probably had more evidence than anybody's ever pulled out of that place. And the file was corrupt. All the memory cards were corrupt. All the pictures on the phone we took were gone.
Oh,
And all of our footage was gone.
what?
Wow.
So I had to go explain that to the lady. And she still won't talk to me till this day.
Oh no. What?
And
That's not fair.
I
Things like
came
that happen
home.
all the time. Does she not know?
I guess not.
How many times have you seen ghost stories and documentaries where they say, oh, the stuff has been erased or it's not there or it got ruined? I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised, you know.
Right. I came home with a very nasty attachment.
Oh.
It took 6 sagings, 3 blessings, and I still deal with it from time to time.
I'm sure.
It completely disintegrated my team.
Oh gosh.
Almost cost me my marriage.
What?
I would literally lay in bed, and if somebody opened that door, I would cuss, yell, scream, throw stuff.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
And I went back a second time.
You're
And
like, can you
actually,
stay here? Don't come home with me.
I actually caught the entity on what do they call it? Thermo imaging. This
Oh,
thing followed me around the entire way.
no way. Did you have footage? Did you get footage of the thermal or just you saw it when you were there?
Oh, we got footage of it.
The second time you were able to get footage?
Oh yeah.
Oh, where is that? Do you still have it?
It was on our Spokane Ghost Crew group page.
Uh-huh.
And after so long, videos become unavailable.
Oh, what?
So everything we did, I mean, we used to go live on Facebook in our group page for
Right.
every investigation we had.
You didn't download the videos afterwards? On a second?
Unfortunately, I didn't know anything about that at the time, and my
Oh,
technician had quit on me. I figure once you put it on Facebook, you know, it's going to stay there till you take it down.
your memories.
Oh.
Don't they always like to brag and show you your memories, but they can't leave your videos
I
or
know,
your
right?
life? That doesn't sound right. That's so strange.
I can't
Facebook.
stand Facebook anymore.
I know.
It's so weird. I got a warning the other day for sharing a video with Chris Matthew. Didn't you get a warning too?
Yeah, well, they wouldn't let they blocked it, but I took a screenshot of it and I shared it as a picture image. So I was like, "There's more than one way to get this done." Them bots get
Yeah.
on my nerves.
Oh, it's
I
just
had
sick, right?
I had a picture from the 1890s that I shared. Had a little girl in the background. They tried to flag that as child pornography.
Oh wow! Oh,
And
those bots are terrible.
they completely blocked me and locked me out of Facebook for 90 days.
You know, that just goes to show you we don't need these bots trying to govern us or control us because they can't even. You see how they censor? They're just crazy.
Oh yeah, I mean you can have, you know, people on reels, you know, in a pair of thongs and a t-shirt that barely covers their chest. But you share a
No.
picture
Yeah.
of the paranormal and you're instantly a horrible person. They're trying to
Yeah.
wipe out the paranormal on social media because
Yeah, they
it's
are.
taking over.
Well,
And
Yeah.
I was a part of it when they first started doing all this.
Oh, right.
I started getting the warnings about my videos. I started getting warnings about this, warnings about that, and next thing I know,
Wow.
I'm kicked out for 90 days. We lose half of our fan base, and
Oh,
we were
wow.
never able to recover after that. We were never able to get back up there again.
So what are you doing now? What's your new
Right
focus?
now, I'm actually in Oregon, and I'm training my oldest daughter, Pantera, how to investigate.
Yeah.
The Spokane Ghost Crew may be dead, but where I live, it starts with an S. So
Oh,
the SGC is
can
going to make
still
a
live.
very big comeback in the next, I'd say, 6 months to a year.
Well, I don't know if you'd be open to doing a collaboration or anything, but so I do ghost hunting as well, but I do it in like people's bodies, right? And I actually get to talk to the ghosts and the entities, and I get to help them cross over. Have you worked with anybody to help cross over any of these entities?
Other than myself and doing it pretty much like the dummy book version of it, no. But I would definitely be down for it.
Because what I could do is, like, say if you were interested in doing a hypnosis session, I don't know if you're into it or not, but if you were to do one, I could find out what attached to you, find it, locate it, talk to it, find out its story, find out its backstory, where you were, and then we can help it cross over. And then the archangels come in, and and it goes on its way. If it had a soul, if it didn't have a soul, we can still talk to it, but when we're done, it's c'est la vie. It's like, you don't get to exist anymore, but you still get to help it in a way, and you help yourself, because these things attach to your body and they do feed off your energy and your life force, and like you said, it wreaks havoc in your whole family. So who knows, whoever else it might attach to, all the people that were there, you know what I mean? Like, you become harvesters almost, because they're just like, ooh, light, 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 light.
Oh, absolutely. You name the time and place, and I will be there.
DJ Pooh Bear he can be a testimony to that. He's seen me do a few things.
Yeah, like we actually met. I'll give you a quick synopsis. We met because I started having nightmares about military shit that I've never done in my entire life. The closest to the military in this form I ever got was air cadets. But all of a sudden I was having like military grade nightmares of getting my face smashed in with rifles or winning a war or whatever. And it was night after night after night. So I end up watching Typical Skeptic and learning about the SSP. I end up meeting Maya, who ends up putting me under hypnosis. We do a series of regressions. She finds out that, in different parts of my consciousness, I do have military involvement in different realms, existences, dimensions, whatever you'd like to call it. And then goes on further into my subconscious and finds out that I have a fractal of Gabriel.
Archangel Gabriel.
Yeah.
Crap.
So we have some cool people on our team, let's just say. We call it Archangel Gabriel. He comes in, he handles it.
Well, I am definitely game.
Yeah.
The first time you're ever a passenger to listening to yourself talk, it changes the way you look at reality. I will tell you that right now, because you're there, but you're also listening to somebody telling you what to do in your voice, or even a different voice, because in the video, my voice changes, right? When she asks for Gabriel, my voice changes.
Yes.
And I'm just kind of in like, it's like picture in picture to me. Like, I'm just sitting there listening. And it's a very wild experience. I'm sure you'll love it, but I can definitely testify. But it's like the craziest version of VR you're ever going to get.
My question is here pretty soon, once I get myself established, I have a little podcast I'm going to be doing called Talking with the Ghosts. And roles reversed here, I would love to have you guys as a guest.
Oh, nice. Love to.
For sure.
I've talked to quite a few ghosts in my time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might be able to help me through a lot of things that I've had go on personally, a lot of tragedies.
Yes. Do you know anything about quantum hypnosis? Healing hypnosis? Are you familiar at all?
I have no clue. I had a guy try to hypnotize me once to quit smoking. I walked out of there. I went home. I looked at the pack of cigarettes. I picked it up and I smoked 5 of them in a row. And said, "Yep, that was a waste of $60."
Yeah. No, mine is quite different. I like to just take you out of your mind to show you how powerful our minds are, and interstellar galactic travel. Like we got spaceships, like we have a real Star Trek team, like we meet aliens, we travel to different universes and planets, like we do the most. And we help save lives as well. Like we've helped with the Maui fires, the lost souls that were in the ocean. We came through and helped them release. So that's what I want to do with the paranormal world. That's what I was saying. Like I want to focus on these places that are heavy, and I want to find someone who's willing, if you're willing to be, that I can safely protect you, and we can bring the angels in and we can do a sweep and a healing and do like, I did it for Louisiana. I had Mother Gaia come in, pick up the whole state. She washed it. We put angels all over the state because there's a lot of black magic there, and there's a lot of souls that weren't ready to leave. They didn't want to leave. So we put the angels there to make the energy, to balance the energy so it's not all dark. I know how to play this game now. I got my angels on my team. I call it my army, and we go to town. But I would love to be able to do investigations and like find a place that I can do it from a distance, where we can have someone go in and look while people are on the ground. You can have people that can go in under and look around and do clearing and be like, okay, it's cleared. That way people know, they will know, like you can talk, like it's amazing. It's quite amazing. And this is like the next thing I feel like would be so cool if we could do this. Imagine all these cemeteries. Imagine all the bloodshed all over this country. If we could focus state by state, or I don't know. I would love to do some major work in this field. My
Girl,
team right now, we're in space right now, but I want a team on ground too.
it sounds like to me this is going to be the beginning of a beautiful partnership.
Oh, nice. Well, when I found out you lived in Spokane, I was like, oh, shoot, I live there. That is so crazy. So it's a unique town. So I was like, I can't wait to meet you. I've been waiting. I was like, oh, I hope we get to meet you and talk to you, because like you're living my life. You're out there doing the investigating and you're doing all of that, but now I want to take it to like the next level, where we can have multiple. You have the psychics there, we can have somebody under hypnosis, you got someone taking footage with the thermals and all this other stuff, like have a really cool, you know what I'm saying? I feel like we could do big things. I don't know, I get excited.
I absolutely agree with you. Now all I got to do is get established, and I have to rebuild my equipment.
Yeah.
A little something about Spokane. You leave your car doors unlocked overnight, and you rely on somebody else to grab your equipment because you've been driving for 5.5 hours. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, and you're the one that's pretty much done all the work all night, so you're really tired.
Yeah.
I asked my crew member, "Hey man, grab the gear bag in the back." I had about $4,000 worth of equipment, and next day I wake up, I'm like, I'm gonna go over evidence. Where's the gear bag? Oh, bro, I left it in the back of the car. All right, yeah, I'll go get it. Go and look in there, and it's not there.
Oh, them addicts.
And
That's harsh. I would have
another
called a
reason.
psychic. find my baggage. You
And
need those
a
psychics
lot
on
of
speed dial.
the equipment we had was donated to us. I had a partnership with Two Dog City Tours, Chet Kasky in Spokane.
Oh,
He was a tour guide, a haunted tour guide.
oh wow.
And I used to do tours with him all the time. And, you know, he'd break me off a little money or break me off a piece of equipment. And he went and did a Lewis and Clark expedition.
Oh,
And I took over the company while he was gone.
okay.
This old fool comes back after 2 years of us working together. I mean, I was even doing work at his house,
Wow.
like rearranging stuff. I was building stuff for him. I was, you know, fixing his yard up for him. He gets drunk on wine one night and he says, "You stole my book money." I said, "Chet, I didn't steal any of your money. Your money's in my drawer." "Well, you stole it. I don't have it yet." I said, "Boy, you better watch what you say to me. You call me a thief,
Oh no.
and that's the end of our deal, man. So you might wanna really think about your next couple words." And this is already after I'm in his second book and everything.
Mm.
And he proceeded to tell me I was a thief, even though I pulled the money out of the drawer and I showed it to him and said, "I will come and drop it off tomorrow." He proceeded to do it anyways. And next day I called him up and I told him, I told him what happened. And after somebody deems you a thief, your personal and working relationship just crumbles.
Yeah. Well, you know what it was is it wasn't him talking, it was those demons he let inside when he was drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
Call
So
that spirit for a reason.
Huh?
They call it spirits for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm telling
and
you.
I
So,
actually started my own touring company for a while. It was called Life After Death Paranormal Tours.
oh.
And that went well for a couple months. And
Uh-huh.
then I don't know what happened. I got hit with really major depression and a lot of homicidal and suicidal thoughts and
Oh boy.
mood
That
swings
entity.
fluctuating. And I pretty much locked myself inside. I wouldn't go outside.
Oh, you need to see me. You need to see
Most
the you need to come see
definitely.
the psychic surgeon.
Well,
You know
I
how
would
many
love to have
ghosts
a
I've
psychic
taken
surgery.
from people's bodies? It could be a ghost, it could be something else. I would like to know if you were to pick up anything besides a ghost there, like a alien, like an entity, like a gray or a reptilian, like I'm wondering, are they roaming around too, or is it just lost souls? So I would be curious to know what you encountered, what you picked up.
Well,
Um,
what I encountered when we were doing the tour of St. Ignatius before we got locked down, we were in the mortuary and I happened to look back and there's this spirit. I don't know what it was, glowing red eyes. He was sitting propped up like this on top of the door. The
mm,
door was 15 feet tall.
yeah.
And
So
I looked at my buddy and I'm like, "Dude, look behind you and tell me what you see." He goes, "Red eyes, about 15 feet tall, sitting there staring a hole through you." I said, "We got any equipment right now?" He goes, "No, I left it in the car."
oh my gosh, you're fired. Just kidding.
Man, but
That
that's the
sounds like an
entity that
archon.
follows me.
So I think I think they're archons or skinwalkers and like shadow beings. Those are entities. They don't have a soul. Those are just dark, nefarious entities. Those are easy to deal with. But if you don't know how to deal with them, they could be some real strong stuff. But see, I know how to deal with stuff like that. I just call him the Phoenix. I call him the Phoenix. She comes in and you should try to do a few things, surround yourself with bubbles of love light, bring in the sun through your crown chakra, work on your chakras, because these things get stuck in your body and they start running all around your body and they move around and stuff, or your aura, things like that. Yeah, it's a crazy world. But do you do any protection when you go into these places? Do you set any protection up?
Before I went into St. Ignatius and went up to the surgical ward and told told the spirits, hey, this guy standing next to me, this is the surgeon that killed you. Why don't you come do something to him? Show me what you got.
No.
And every time I threw this guy under the bus, and I made a conscious effort to do it every investigation, because it would backfire and things would happen to me and we would catch it on film. So I was basically using him for a guinea pig so I could have stuff happen to me and actually have it caught on camera.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, it wasn't on camera, it was afterwards.
Right.
So we didn't start using protection in the paranormal. God, that sounds horrible. For probably a good 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. Would you sage or anything when you walk in these places?
No, but we would sage afterwards. We'd open the windows for the spirits to go. I would use different remedies I would get from different clairvoyants or what are they called? Not clairvoyants, but like mediums and stuff,
Yep.
Wicca magic. I'd moon water. I would go purchase items from people. I would read up on it, and I would do it my own way, but the same way it was said to be done at the same time.
Right.
So in the end, paranormal altogether, my 9.5 years probably cost me a good $4,000 to $6,000 just for trying to help people. And people ask if I'd do it again. You're damn right I'd do it again. I'd do it 100 times over just to help those people.
Yeah.
And that goes for anybody out there listening. If you need help, all you got to do is reach out. Find somebody that can prove their credentials to you. Like me, I mean, I've got 3 pages on Google, podcasts, YouTube, different investigations, USA Today, papers, I've got the evidence to back up that I was one of the hottest paranormal investigators in the Northwest.
Nice.
But people like to hire these teams that they, find on Facebook and, oh, look, they've been to a couple of haunted places. They must know what they're doing. They get charged an arm and a leg. They don't get their evidence brought back to them and they get screwed over.
Right.
It's a bunch of bull crap. And if I could, I would knock every team out in America that charged somebody to come in and help them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
I'm a firm believer in para-unity as well. I don't believe anybody's evidence is any better than anybody else's. We should all be standing side by side, trying to work together instead of trying to figure out whose paranormal evidence dipstick is bigger.
Yeah.
Right.
but people's egos and people's attitudes just continuously get in the way. We backstab each other, we talk negatively about each other, and we go to war,
Yeah.
and it's paranormal bloodshed. But what we're doing is we're all working towards the same goal. We all want to help people. We all want to prove that the paranormal is real. But by bickering back and forth and not, working together, we're proving that it's a bunch of jackassery.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever thought
And
about getting more psychics to work with you on your team?
I tried to hit up a few psychics in Spokane, but after everything went down, there was no psychics that wanted to work with us unless we paid them 100 to 200 an investigation.
Oh boy. Well, now you're in Oregon, so you probably will have better luck.
And, it's really funny you mentioned that, because I just joined a bunch of group pages from the town I'm in.
Oh.
And the reason I got so many investigations in Spokane and surrounding area is I would join the buy, sell, and trade, the free groups, and I would just let it fly. I would say, this is so and so. I run the Spokane Ghost Crew. If you know of any haunted locations, or you yourself are, dealing with the paranormal, reach out and contact me. We're free of charge. And I'll tell you what, I grew some thick skin very quickly.
Really?
I've been called every name in the book probably 20 million times over. And some I had to sit back and look at and go, what the hell is that supposed to mean?
Yeah. Because of what? Because you're doing investigations?
Well, I mean, you have your non-believers, which are the ones that, hit me up the most. Oh, this crap ain't real. He's just scamming you. He wants to case your house.
Oh boy, the
He wants
trolls.
to steal your money. And I can't fire back. If I fire back, what does that do?
yeah,
That makes me look unprofessional.
yep.
Well, I hear you. I mean, I've had people like say things about me like, "Oh, she's a witch. Oh, I told you she deals with, this and that." And it's like, at first I'll like go to my like Facebook page and rant and just like talk shit, and everyone's like, "Where did that come from?" Like, and I'm like, "Oh, not even this app, like 3 apps away, but I needed a vent somewhere," and then I like delete it. But it's like it gets under your skin. You're like, how dare you? But you know what? You just have to remember that's the balance. That's the trolls. They're gonna come for you. That's what they do. That's their mission. Is they just come for you. That they don't have nothing else better to do. So you just have to play baseball and just keep knocking them down. Don't let them get to you.
Well, there was one guy in particular, and I was posting my usual. I was in a relatively foul mood as it was, and he pops off with this bleep doesn't belong on this page, blah 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 blah. So I sat there and I thought to myself, I'm like, what's the nicest way to tell this dude to F off in the nicest way possible without using one swear word or one negative comment? I sat there for about 20 minutes and I typed out the most amazing FU message without saying one swear word or one negative thing. And I'll be damned if that dude didn't hit me up on Messenger 3 days later and say, hey, man, if you can really show me something haunted, I'm interested. I'll even pay our way and our gas to go.
Oh,
Wow.
jeez.
Exactly. See, sometimes you have to just see. You never know. Sometimes you might have to just give it to them.
Right.
Stand
And
up
I
for
mean,
yourself.
I mean, some of the places that people recommended on Facebook, I mean, we knocked it out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Nice.
that's how we got clientele. That's how we found out about certain haunted places. And I mean, we worked Spokane, we did Newport, Wilbur, Davenport. We even started going into North Idaho. Coeur d'Alene, Post Falls,
Yeah, Coeur d'Alene.
around there. And after everything was all said and done, we were, I think, at about 240 investigations
Wow.
throughout Washington and Idaho.
Wow. And on your machines that you get voices back, what is some of the most craziest things you've heard?
Oh, like I was telling you in the backstage, one of my guys closed the door a little too hard, and about 15 seconds later, you hear that mother effer did it.
That's fun.
During our first investigation on the flip phones, of course, I went by my first name instead of my nickname because I deemed it more professional. And this spirit, clear as daylight, little girl's voice says, Bubba. I mean, they called me Bubba in that house that we were in, but I was Brian during investigating.
Oh,
And
wow.
there was an EVP of a little girl humming. And I brought that back to Joe and Lisa, the investigation. We called it the J&R house.
Uh-huh.
I brought it back to him and I played it for him. And Lisa turned ghost white
Oh,
and said, I don't know why, but I've been humming that same exact hum for the past 2 weeks.
creepy.
And I mean,
I think that kid might have attached to her.
oh yeah, we captured EVP on roses that were mysteriously thrown on the floor.
Wow.
We found a secret room in the house that had a bunch of peacock feathers in there.
What?
And it also had the what is it called? The satanic star on the
Oh
floor.
no. Oh God.
And I'll
Yikes.
tell you what, when me and my sister came in with the Ouija board
Oh
to
no.
figure out, who the gatekeeper was,
Uh-huh.
I had one finger. We both had one finger barely on this thing, and it kept spelling out Zozo.
Oh boy.
And I said, I call bullshit. This is not Zozo. If this was Zozo, you'd be one of the most powerful spirits. And if it is, show me something, bro. Do
Who's
something
those?
in this house.
Who's that?
Apparently, he's one of the ancient demon spirits
Oh,
that a lot of dark entities like to portray to try to
oh,
get people out of the house.
really?
Well, in this instance, it was the gatekeeper.
Oh.
And, me and my sister are Wiccan,
Uh-huh.
and we started doing our thing. And I kid you not, pictures are shaking on the walls. You're
Oh.
hearing moaning and screeching. And I've never experienced anything like that.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I'm scared crapless. I'm sitting here shaking in my little space boots over here.
Wow.
And my sister's looking at me going, is this supposed to be happening? I don't know, dude. I didn't study up this far on it.
Wow. That's too
And
much.
we went back to that residence 6 months later after Joe and Lisa had moved out, and not a peep.
Really?
So whatever we did, we cleared house. I don't know how we did it. I'm kind of curious on how we did it, but at the same time, I really don't want to
Right?
know.
No, you probably should know.
Yeah,
You
being a
probably
ghost,
should.
being a paranormal investigator, I probably should know how I did that.
Right,
It
right, right.
it sounds like you kind of pulled off an impromptu like exorcism of sorts. Like
That's what I was kind of thinking.
Right.
that's what I'm picking up on. That is like you guys exercised something somehow, but you got to kind of backtrack on what you did.
It's like somehow we got rid
Wow.
of the gatekeeper, which reversed the portal because he was letting spirits in but not letting them out.
Oh.
And the couple in that house, man, oh my God, they were
Did you
at each other's
close?
throat 24/7.
Did you close the portal?
We absolutely did.
Good.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
we even made sure to say goodbye on the Ouija board, like most
good.
people don't do.
Right. I know, right? Oh my God. That's
Here, I'll
too
just leave the
funny.
phone off the hook.
Right. Well, it's been such a pleasure talking to you. I know we have a few more minutes left. I wanted you to take a few moments and do you want to say, give a shout out to anybody and let people know where to find you and how to contact you if they have a ghost or paranormal activity or for
Absolutely.
interviews?
Well, first of all, I'd like to give a big shout out to you and Pooh Bear over there. Your guys' show is awesome. I really appreciate the time to be on the show and be able to share some of my experiences. Of course, a big shout out to Matt Barron, the paranormal consultant, and shout out to Brian Laverty over at Parapost Network. Those are my boys right there. And if you want to find me on Facebook, just look for the big tall guy with the black leather vest and the sunglasses on under Brian James. Hit me up on Facebook or Messenger if you have anything, or come join the group page, Talking with the Ghosts Paranormal Podcast.
Yes, wonderful. Super excited. And we'll definitely put your links and stuff in my YouTube page where this will be so people can find it. And my listeners will have it on the archives. It'll be on the radio archives on the website for 2 weeks. So, you can check that out as well. It has been such a pleasure to have you. Don, DJ Pooh
Yeah.
Bear, you want to say the last words and say anything else?
Just that you can find all of my content on March 4th Productions on Rumble and YouTube, and it's the number 4 with PH. Other than that, it was amazing to have you on. I could have went for another hour just listening because I love this shit. I barely feel like we scratched the surface, but just a pleasure to listen to you, sir.
Oh, thank you,
Yes.
sir. And also for anybody that heard the Mad Hatter show, I'm telling you, this is one of the best podcasts I've ever been on, and also it's very fun to listen into. I've watched a lot of your episodes, and you're a phenomenal podcaster, man. And I could stand to learn a thing or three from you. I hope you'd be willing to share with me.
Wow, look at that. You're talking to DJ Pooh Bear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And for
happy
you,
to.
I have one more question before we leave.
Yeah.
Do you think Queen Elizabeth was a reptilian?
She definitely was.
Absolutely.
They told me she was. They told me she was way older than what she was. And they told me she was going to die before she died. I knew she was going to die. I've also heard Hillary might go too because she's not human either. But yeah, she's a reptilian. Yep, sure is.
Yeah.
And while you're at it, since you didn't ask, but I'll throw it out there. Biden is a clone, and Trump is gone. And this Trump we have here is not the real Trump. He's a time traveler, and we just recently found out that he is gone. So, yeah, these people. It's the ninth inning. What was that?
Half of Hollywood is robots. I posted a video on my Facebook that'll blow your fucking mind if they haven't taken it down. Literally, it's Sylvester Stallone walking behind Sylvester Stallone's head, and it's an animatronic freaking robot. Half of
Oh,
Hollywood
what?
is
I
robots.
gotta see this.
That
There you
doesn't
go.
surprise me in the least bit.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
they're
come
not only
on.
robots, they're reptilians and clones and all that too. Yes,
Yeah.
we'll definitely have you on again, and we're definitely gonna connect and collaborate and all that good stuff. So let's just say goodbye to our listeners. It's been a great show. Everybody say
Absolutely.
bye.
Au revoir.
And we'll talk to you guys soon. Same time, same place. Mad Chatter Show. We are signing out.